Yes, Ms. McCoy, this is Brian Jeremiah Coulson.
So much. Would you be able to inform from me loan number, please?
16970.
And the property address. Yes, thank you so much. Alrighty. I do want you to know that I do have the resolution for you, as I tried in the voicemail I just sent. So let me pull that back on up for you. Alrighty. So I do want to let you know that we were able to confirm that the corporate assignment of deed and trust was confirmed to be completed correctly and accurately. What it shows on there is that Mary C. Whitfield, who is an employee of Chase, is shown for both Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems, Inc., which is MERS, and Chase, because that document is what shows it going from MERS to Chase, because AmeriFirst put it into MERS. The reason why this document is needed and why it had to go through MERS instead of just from AmeriFirst to Chase due to the servicing transfer on January 1st, 2022. This was because it was in active foreclosure at that time. It has to go through MERS just to make sure everything is transferred correctly. But it was confirmed that that document was completed correctly, and we will be able to send this document as well as the note, deed of trust, as well as I do want you to know that on January 2nd, 2024, the loan will be serviced by Nation Star, also known as Rushmore Servicing. So there's also the goodbye letter as well as pre-foreclosure notice, the current pre-foreclosure notice, again, the corporate assignment. All of that will be sent to the customer for the resolution.
Okay, thank you. Now, I have a few issues with what you stated. First and foremost, Mary C. Whitfield, as mentioned before, she was never mentioned on the original document, which would be crucial, because if she wasn't mentioned, then anybody could just come and file a document saying that they're on behalf of MERS. Okay? Also, the problem with that is the trustee, which was mentioned as Alan B. Polinsky. They would only be the one that have power to transfer property in the event of a default, not MERS.
This is not a transfer in the event of a default. This is just servicing mortgage transfer.
Either or.
Which is
either or.
authorized.
Let me finish, please. Either or. You can't make up rules as you go. Those rules would have to have been stated in the contract, and it's not.
They are. They are stated in the deed of trust.
That MERS can transfer property?
That the servicer, the mortgage servicer, can transfer property.
That's what you're saying, MERS. Now, did you get the
documents? They went from AmeriFirst to MERS to Chase. So it was AmeriFirst that put it into MERS, and we had to take it out of MERS in order to service it from AmeriFirst.
Okay, so you're saying that, but that's not what the paperwork, the deed of trust doesn't say that. AmeriFirst is only listed as a lender on the document. The lender nominated MERS, and MERS served as beneficiary. Okay? Now, even though that information is stated, the other issue that you're missing is no physical person was available on that day to sign on behalf of MERS, the trustee, or the lender. And the evidence of that is the actual deed of trust that's recorded on the public record. It doesn't show any signature of any agents on behalf of those corporations.
I do want you to know that the deed of trust does state within it that the servicer can transfer and
we're not
the lender can
disputing what
transfer.
the deed of trust says. We're disputing people involved. See what I'm saying? The deed of trust is coming from the truster, the person creating it. Okay? That's the person making the rules. The person creating the deed of trust, which is the trustor or the grantor. Okay? The grantor elects a trustee to manage the trust. The trustee has to accept that responsibility. Through that acceptance is where you get signatures to let you know on this date we made this plan. We all came together. We had a meeting of the minds. We agreed. We exchanged value and consideration, and we sealed the deal. That evidence isn't here on the document. Do you have the document with you, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
So, we went over it already that the signatures was missing. So I'm going to let that part go. Now I want to bring up something else we didn't look at. The documents I sent to you, were you able to see MERS procedure manual?
Which part of the document?
I sent you a document that said 468 Country Meadows, Chase Bank, MERS. It was the actual corporate assignment of deed of trust. It has highlights on it.
Yeah, I'm just pulling it up. Taking a second. Alrighty. Yeah, part. The trustee for convenience, as well as the note, as well as the yes, do you see the highlighted part?
All right, scroll right below it. You have MERS procedure manual. This is MERS on document, okay? If you scroll down to probably about page, I think it's like page 3, you're going to see MERS terms and conditions, transfer of beneficial rights.
Okay, one moment. Okay, so demand for settlement and remedy, is it above that?
Yes, it's terms and conditions, MERS. You see it in bold box, page 3. It starts off with 1, label 1 and 2. MERS shall include MERS Corporation. That's how it starts off. Transfer of beneficial rights. It's the MERS procedure manual.
Okay, I only see number 2, 3, and 6.
2, 3, and 6. So you don't see
the highlighted portion.
No, we're not talking about the highlighted document. Scroll past the corporate assignment and go down to the MERS manual. It's the 3rd page. 3 of 24.
Yes, MERS own terms and conditions transfer to beneficial rights.
There you go.
I
Okay.
see number 2, number 3, and number 6.
All right, so on number 2, you see there's a highlight. You see the highlight on number 2 where it says MERS agrees not to assert any rights?
Is there any rights other than rights specified in governing documents with respect to such mortgage loans or mortgage properties?
Okay, so they agree they don't assert any rights. Now, also down on 6, it says MERS and the members agree that the MERS system is not a vehicle for creating or transferring beneficial interests in mortgage loans. So their own document negates their power and authority to transfer any types of beneficial interest pertaining to mortgages. Okay? That's one issue. That's another issue we have on here. Then you will also see in that same document, if you scroll down, there's a UCC financing statement. And you will see a promissory note. This is what you call perfected interest. All the parties have signed the document. All parties that were involved. Chase does not have this type of documentation. This UCC is what governs secure transactions. To secure a transaction, the secured party must perfect their interest in said property. Chase Bank does not have any financial statements, no UCC ones, and there is no assignments, which is done on a UCC 3 when you're transferring your interest to someone else. So what this means is Chase is not abiding by the governing laws of commerce. Also, the documents that y'all are standing on are weak. They don't have signatures. They're just like robocopies of documents. Now I have one more thing I want to share with you that I sent in to y'all. And this comes from, and this is Harris County, Texas District Attorney Vance Ryan. He said, MERS has jeopardized the clear title of every Texas homeowner with a mortgage and has cheated Texas counties out of millions of dollars in property recording fees. Okay? So this isn't nothing new with this company. It's an ongoing issue with this company. And we're trying to take the private route of reaching out because it's not Chase's fault that you were sold a bad deal. This property was transferred to y'all. Okay? So you could actually still be playing with clean hands. But the moment that this issue is brought to your attention and you don't do nothing to fix it, you're still trying to cover it up, then it becomes a crime. And you can be assisting in the crime with another corporation to deprive somebody out their rights. Okay? I've showed you.
Yes, sir. And what is the right that's being deprived?
Okay, MERS has no beneficial interest in this property. The deed of trust, only a trustee can foreclose on the property. There is no trustee. Well, there is a trustee now, which is us. There's Strong Investments is the trustee with this property, which y'all have already, have seen the documentation for that. So at this point, I think y'all might need to be communicating with Ameri Financial because they sold you some fraudulent documents.
So you're stating that the servicing transfer from AmeriFirst to us was fraudulent?
Yes, completely. You have the documents right there to prove it. Nobody listed for that conveyance had authority to do what they said. The people that was mentioned on the document did not sign it.
Yes, sir. I will be doing additional research on this to see exactly what we can do moving forward as well.
And make sure you also note what I said about the Houston, Harris County, Texas District Attorney. Those are his words. And I've also sent documentation from MERS's own documentation that they don't have no rights. So if they don't have no rights to transfer nothing, they can't transfer nothing. So the whole point, they don't have right to do that. Only a trustee has rights to transfer a property. That's why they're the trustee. On top of that, if somebody would have signed the documents, we wouldn't be having this discussion. But nobody signed. Nobody perfected the interest in the property according to the commercial law with the UCC financing statement. Nobody has transferred no property using the UCC 3, which is an assignment. People are just claiming to do stuff with MERS. MERS is not a good guy, a good company. They're not really looking good right now. So I don't even know why they're still being put on mortgages. This is ludicrous at this point.
Yes, sir. I will be able to further research this. And
I appreciate it. We're trying to, and I don't want y'all to keep trying to pass the ball because that's what it sounds like y'all trying to do, just pass the problem on. That's not solving it. We got to go back to the source. You know, we can't just keep passing fraud. We got to attack it somewhere.
Yes, sir.
But I appreciate you for your time again, Ms. McCoy.
Of course, yes, sir.